Hi guys, welcome back. This is Matt Chat episode number 33, covering one of my favorite action role-playing games, Bioware's Jade Empire.
This world is out of balance. Spirits grow restless.
I am reborn again and again. I am the will of the Emperor. I am Death's hand.
Jade Empire is a game that was originally released in 2005 for the Microsoft Xbox. I know it's not that old of a game, but I think you'll agree with me, there's a lot to talk about here. It's very interesting. The game fits in on a continuum, if you will, from Bioware's earlier Knights of the Old Republic that we looked at in an earlier episode, and Mass Effect, which is, as far as I know, their most recent title. Now, whereas Mass Effect took a third-person shooter hybrid setup, Jade Empire goes in the direction of a third-person fighting game. Now, if you're like me, you may already be turning away. Fighting games, action games, I don't like that in my RPGs. However, the fighting system introduced in this game is very flexible, it's very easy and welcoming to newcomers. There's lots of ways you can get around it, so you don't have to do a lot of precision hitting and kicking and so on. For instance, you can have one of your followers do the hand-to-hand combat, and you can be in the back throwing fireballs or any number of magical attacks. So it's a very flexible system. It accommodates a wide variety of play styles. I really think it was well done, and so don't let that aspect of the game scare you away. Actually, these combat sequences are very exciting and dramatic. And of course, like those other games I mentioned, BioWare did a great job here creating a wonderful storyline. We've got a really great cast of characters who are really sometimes funny and interesting and deep. It's a meaningful relationship. I really can't say enough about the story here. The game does a great job of making you feel important and central to the story, like your decisions really matter to the way the story unfolds. Now, another interesting aspect of this game is, of course, the setting. Whereas overwhelmingly RPGs are set in these Tolkien-esque AD&D inspired realms like Forgotten Realms, this world is an original creation by BioWare. It's loosely based on medieval Chinese culture, and we have a lot of tropes that you may be familiar with. I was reminded of Kurosawa's The Seven Samurai and some of his samurai movies. Highly recommended, by the way, if you haven't seen those. Now, I don't know how accurately it reflects Chinese history or anything. That's really besides the point. What matters is it's a very interesting setting. There's a lot of, it's obviously influenced by martial arts. I happen to be a fan of martial arts. I study them in real life, so I was, drawn to this game for that reason. But anyway, there's a lot to talk about. It's a really great game. So let's play Jade Empire. One thing I liked about the way this game started was that it immediately immersed you into the action. You didn't have to sit and watch a bunch of cutscenes or anything before you were in the game.
I swear, one of these days I'll find a way around your guard.
What's happening here is that I have to, basically as a way to introduce myself to the controls, as well as to the storyline, have to spar with this guy.
You've lost none of your acid wit, I see. Maybe you'd like to back that up. Let's say one more bout before Master Li steals you away.
As you can probably tell already, there's great atmosphere in this game.
Let us begin.
But all is not idyllic and peaceful here in the village today. This opening sparring is very easy. This guy's a real wuss. I think he's spent too much time playing video games instead of practicing his forms. It's a pretty clever way to introduce you to the gameplay in a painless and fun way. The controls aren't tough at all. You just have a button for blocking and jumping and out of the way, dodge, your B button, default attack, and a power attack. It's a little interesting with this concept of chi. Chi is basically the magic system in this game. You can use it to heal yourself as well as add magical enhancements to your attacks. It's a very cool ability. Statistically speaking, this isn't a difficult game at all. There's really only 3 stats, body, mind, and spirit, and those affect how much chi you have or how much focus. Basically, those are secondary abilities or characteristics that do things like determine how long you can use your weapons, or enter the special focus mode that slows everybody down so you can attack them with impunity. You can't just button mash your way through this game, but
Master
it's fairly
Lee was
easy.
watching. He may not show it, but he clearly takes pride in watching his students practice. I learn something every time we meet, proving that loss sometimes is the best teacher. Thank the heavens the bruises are worth it.
Am I the only one hearing a giant sucking sound?
You do not need to be so confrontational. This was merely practice. One of the few times where a loss carries no impact. Master
The
Lee
ladies
told me
at
to
the
pass
bar
on that you
are
should
not
speak to him when
impressed.
you have the chance.
What? What do you want?
Here's probably my favorite character, the Black Whirlwind.
Why does it matter? I was born by my mother and sucked at her teat like every man. Well, like every man does with his mother. Anyway, by the time I was old enough to swing an axe, my father was dead and my mother disowned me. Of course, killing my father might have given her reason.
This game really lets you tailor your gameplay. You can choose which kind of styles you want to develop, if you want to focus on magic or transforming into beasts or weapons.
I am honored that you have chosen me.
Once you've recruited some followers, you can swap them in and out of your party at any time.
Is there anything you need? I'll do whatever I can to help.
There is also the possibility of romance.
No, I didn't have anything pressing on my mind. Although your company is always welcome. We seem so far from anything familiar.
Now, of course, it's not required that you woo one of these women, but I think it adds a lot to the game. It's fun.
Master Lee.
You know, I don't know if I've ever played a role-playing game that didn't at some point have me fighting rats. But I guess this is a little different. They are rat demons. I suppose that makes the difference. But in general, though, this game has a nice variety of creatures. They're all animated well. Many of them are also invulnerable to certain styles. So it's sort of key in this game not to specialize too closely. You want to make sure that when you are confronting those different creatures that you can attack them successfully. Here's the level up sequence. You can see I can pump a few points into body, health, and spirit. Then I get some points to distribute into my styles. Again, this is highly personal. You can decide what interests you. I just tried to go for a pretty basic layout the first time through the game, very carefully balanced. Now here are techniques. That's another cool feature. These are little things you can learn from trainers, and they give you slight boosts. The bigger part of this game, of course, is your necklace, or the amulet. You can find power-up gems for this thing and greatly enhance your character's powers. I really admire Bioware's system in this game. It's very innovative, and it's very flexible, very versatile. And on top of all that, it makes a lot of sense given the storyline and context of the game. It's just a really brilliant and well-done system. And that's all for this week's Match Chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think you're also going to enjoy my new contest. This week it's for a signed copy of Dungeons and Desktops, the greatest book ever written on the subject of computer role-playing games. If you like Ultima, Bard's Tale, Pool of Radiance, Dungeon Master, Jade Empire, you're going to want this book. And I'll give it to you for free. Here's what you have to do. Create a video response to this video or any of my past Match Chats. Bill LaJudas, Mark Vigier, and myself will watch these, rank them, and whoever we feel had the greatest response, the best overall response, will receive Dungeons and Desktops free of charge. So I wish you guys luck. Until next time, Shuriken!